Hi guys, welcome back to Schrodman's Shop. I've been, busy. Let's just say that. Doing other things. In any case, what I'm here to try to voice over a little bit today is there's a new acquisition to the shop, and I hope it's going to work. It wasn't working for a while. I had to bring my electronic ingenuity into it, and let's have a little look at the video. It's alarming. Okay, I'm going to turn the laser on right now. I have light burn already set up with the Eagle cutout program loaded. Okay, here's what we get when I turn on. Oop. It's good to power things up. Okay, here we go. I was always getting this. I wasn't always getting that, where the laser head would go to home, which is in the bottom left corner. But things are acting a little different than they had been. Whoa! And here it's actually starting to laze. Whoa! Lucky I had my safety glasses on. Although the ones they supplied, I think, are the wrong color for this wavelength of light, which is 455 nanometers. It's an interesting glow on the back wall. I have a cover for it, which has an exhaust fan. That little noise you hear in the back is a little air pump you can see sitting just to the right and the back of the mechanism. And what it does is it pressurizes a geometrically shaped cone over top of the laser lens. The idea being that it helps cool the material as you cut it, but it also stops smoke from coming back on the lens. If the lens gets smoke or residue of some kind on it, it can cause the lens to superheat and melt if it's plastic, explode if it's glass. I had been having problems. I could never get the laser to fire. And what I eventually ended up doing was I pushed the firmware into the little control box there. And I did that 4 times before it actually seemed to do anything. So I had a rough time finding the firmware and then loading it into a little micro SD card that they supplied. And once I found a compatible firmware file and loaded it, it still didn't seem to load the way they said it should. But the next time I tried it, it still didn't seem to work. But when I brought the laser, I had moved the position of the laser so I could try it with my desktop. And when I went back to the shop with the thing, it's connected there to that little black laptop, which is a netbook. And it's actually running Windows 7. Everything else was running Windows 10 and 64-bit, which is what the software people recommended. Although they did supply some drivers for Windows 7. So I thought, what the heck have I got to lose? And I downgraded that little black laptop to Windows 7. It had been running Windows XP. So once I got that loaded and activated, I changed the drivers which this company Creality provided. I changed the drivers in Windows 7 to accommodate a change in the USB ports. So what happened then was I took it out and hooked it up, and what you're watching is a result of when I first hooked it up. I mean, it surprised me pretty good that it actually started to laze. So now there is one problem here yet, and what this was supposed to do was cut this little pattern out of it's 1/16 of an inch, 2 millimeters thick basswood plywood. Very nice piece of plywood, not very thick. But this thing was supposed to cut it out. And I was supposed to be able to pick the pattern up after you tapped all the little pieces of it out. And what happened was it apparently is not cutting, it's just engraving, which is okay, it's a start. Now, I took a look at the parameters on the laser, and it was showing 100%, unless I read it wrong, where it's showing 10.0, I don't know. But it also showing 350, I think. And I think what I'll say in here is 350 millimeters per second, but it's not. It's 350 millimeters per minute. As I took a look at it a little closer after a while. And in total, the laser cut was about 6.5 minutes, or the etch, I guess, the burn. The software that's running it is something called Light Burn, and it looks like a fairly powerful software. So let's see, there's the end of it now. So I'm going to start talking here again in a minute. So we'll just hang on for now. By the way, that bench that the thing is sitting on, I built specifically to accommodate that device. So and a laptop. So.
Well, that is truly remarkable. I've been fighting with this thing for 3 days now, and it looks like it took me to flash the firmware for about the fourth time before it actually did something. I don't know if that's what it was. Also, using this little laptop that I've got here, it's a netbook, and it's running Windows 7, and I had to reload the drivers in it for you to be able to let it talk to the laser. And for some reason, that seems to work better than Windows 10 with Lightburn, and I'm not sure why. But I mean, I guess if that's the way it wants to play, then that's how it's going to have to play. In the interim, I'll try doing something on my own. I don't know why it didn't try to frame that that piece of wood that was in there, but I'll have to work on that as well. That's very likely operator error. So I'll try and zoom that a bit so you can see. Well, I guess that's probably not the best. No, I'm not sure yet if it's cut or just engraved. It was set to cut. It was running 100% power at 350 millimeters per second, I guess. Let's see what happens. No, it's just engraved. It's not cut. But it did make a fairly nice sharp image on it. So I'm fairly pleased with that. I could try running again at a slower speed and maybe I'd get a cut. I'm not sure about how much power I got out of the darn thing, but that's a start. I can live with that. We can work on that from there. We'll see how it goes. We'll work on it.